What about Kim Porter? Just what possible reason could Diddy have for taking out the mother
I mean, she probably knew a lot of his secrets.
of his children? Well, for years, there's been a running theory that Kim was writing a tell-all book to expose Diddy exactly for who he was. She's been by his side for 13 years, so if anyone knew about the inner workings of his business, it was her.
Kim probably told all that in her book. You understand? That up and got missing the day she died.
What is good? Diamond Dynasty, baby. Y'all already know what's going on in this video today. Today, man, as you guys can tell by the title of this video, what we're going to be reacting to. I heard allegations that Diddy, of course, was responsible for a lot of people getting murked, all right, allegedly. And one of those people was his former wife. I believe it was his wife at one point, Kim Porter. Comment down below and let me know. All right, so this is new evidence that he took out Kim Porter. We're gonna go ahead and get into it, but before we do, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all of that. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell their aunt, your mama, tell their Uncle Joe. We still a hoe. Let's get right into the video. I'm gonna skip it.
He financed and supported the same thing he did with Cassie. It's the same thing he did with Kim.
I think we have the strongest being. Like,
after seeing that footage with Cassie, bro, you already know he probably does that to every woman that he interacts with, every woman that he has a relationship, situationship with, or whatever the case is. That's probably how he moves. And that's sad. It's very sad. I know y'all saw the video. The video was crazy as hell. I didn't want to post it. You know, I don't want to post that video and get demonetized on the shit. But, yeah, it's crazy.
if it comes to like a category of who's the strongest being on the face of the earth,
Is he crying?
it would have to be Black mothers.
Kim is dead. Heavy D is dead. Andre Harrell is dead.
B.I.G.
The only two left are Puffy and Al almost died.
If you want to meet the devil in real life, you can take one good look at Diddy. The record producer has been exposed for all the nastiest things you can think of, from
She ain't lying, though.
smuggling people and substances to mistreatment and whatnot. In light of this information, fans have been forced to revisit Diddy's past, and one person whose story intrigues everyone is Kim Porter. Over the years, Kim's untimely demise has been a subject of great controversy in the industry, with many suspecting foul play on Diddy's part. And though the allegations remained unconfirmed for a long time, it seems like Diddy might have had a solid motive to end the life of the mother of his kids after all. Just what new evidence did authorities stumble on? And did Diddy actually take out Kim Porter for threatening to expose him? Let's find out.
Puff Daddy is the king.
Stop calling him Puff Daddy. Okay? Stop calling that nigga daddy, bro. Just saying. No Diddy.
Yeah. Of deception.
Yeah.
Every time we was in the party, he was throwing his fucking champagne, his vodka in every picture. He was so we didn't know. We like, yo, he's a great guy. This is a great party. This is a great, yo, give me your clothes. I'm
Until you went to the bag.
rocking in the video, yo. Sean John sold 400 million. Champagne, this.
Yeah.
Boy, the joke's on us.
Yeah.
He been doing this for real.
Yeah.
And we can't be mad at him. We always got to use him as inspiration.
On November 15th, 2018, Kim was found unresponsive in her home in the San Fernando Valley area of the city. Emergency services were called, who pronounced her dead on the scene. And just like that, Kim passed away at the age of 47, leaving her 4 kids and the world in a state of shock. The fact that someone as young and healthy as Kim passed away because of pneumonia didn't exactly add up for some people. It was simply too out of the blue. As per Diddy, Kim had been suffering from the flu for a while. A few days before the fateful incident, she sent the kids to his house, asking him, "Puffy, take care of my babies." Little did Combs know that would be her last words to him. Though at first, the circumstances surrounding her death remained shrouded in mystery. An autopsy report soon cleared up the confusion. According to medical analysis, Kim had passed away from lobar pneumonia. However, not everyone was buying it, and for valid reasons too, which is why, to this day, Kim's death remains a subject of great controversy, and at the center of it all is Sean Diddy Combs. goes, Diddy and Kim first crossed paths in the late 80s while Porter was working as a receptionist at Uptown Records, and it looks like she managed to catch Diddy's eyes. At the time, Kim was married to singer Al B. Shore. The two said their vows in 1989, only to part ways in 1990, which gave Diddy the chance to swoop in and make his move. Diddy recalled the moment he first laid eyes on Kim during an interview with Essence in 2006. You could tell he was down bad, as he said. The first time I saw her, she was at the studio with her ex-boyfriend, singer Al B. Shore, the father of Porter's oldest child, Quincy. I wasn't trying to holler at her or anything, but I was admiring her lips, her eyes, her mouth, her shape, her energy, and thinking, I wish I had a girl like that. And so the two
lame ass nigga
began dating in 1994. Fast forward to 3 years later, and Kim was pregnant with their first son, Christian, in 1997. But it seems like the prospect of being a dad was too much for Diddy, because he ran out of the relationship faster than the wind and straight into Jennifer Lopez's arms in 1998. Now,
I ain't gonna lie, can you really blame him? Can you blame him? I'm just saying.
Diddy and Jennifer were the hottest couple on the block.
That fall, Puffy hit the papers again. This time because of his
I ain't gonna lie though, it all depends on J-Lo's behaviors. Cause just because J-Lo looks how she looks, just because she's pleasing to the eye, don't mean she has pleasing behaviors and pleasing character traits. All right, so I'm gonna just say that. Just because J-Lo look like J-Lo does not mean that J-Lo is a good bitch for you. That's what I be telling my niggas on the other channel. But anyway.
Romance with actress Jennifer Lopez. The media couldn't get enough of the glittering pair.
But do you know what's messed up? Kim learned about the relationship on social media like everyone else. You'd think as the mother of his son, Diddy would have been upfront about it. But no.
So did he cheat on Kim with J-Lo? Or was they broken up? If they was broken up, what the fuck do you have to explain anything to your old chick for? But if you were still with Kim, come on now, bro. Come on.
However, Kim was better than that. She kept her calm and simply moved on with her life.
But what I absolutely love about Kim Porter is back in the day, when Diddy left Kim Porter for J-Lo, Kim Porter supposedly...
I'ma just say, at least he left her ass and wasn't going behind her back and cheating. You gotta give him that. Okay, we can't be biased. We all know that Diddy's a weird ass nigga, but we also cannot be biased. We gotta give him his credit on that, because a lot of niggas would still be fucking with Kim, wouldn't have left Kim, cheating behind Kim's back with J-Lo. All right, so we gotta give him some type of credit here.
Didn't even react to it. She caught pictures of him, like online, with him and J-Lo, and they were out at like clubs and parties together, and that's how she found out he was cheating on her. And apparently she said nothing, and that ate away at Diddy. Supposedly he was just waiting for Kim to react. He wanted her attention, and she just wouldn't give it to him.
When asked about her thoughts on Diddy's new relationship, here's what she said. That relationship wasn't real. The world just saw the bright lights and the camera, but I knew what was really going on. He was still in love with me. He was calling 50, 60 times a day. Sometimes I wouldn't even talk to him because I was so angry. I couldn't be nice, Kim. I had to be, that B word. Like, this is not going down. Honestly, go girl. But before we move on, let's take a step back. Notice how Kim talked about Diddy calling her 50 to...
Bruh, is this Diddy? What happened to this nigga, bro? Who is this? They must have sent in a clone for this event right here, because this cannot be this dude. Let me know in the comments, is this Diddy right now, bro?
60 times a day. Well, she might be mincing her words.
What is on your damn head? This does not even look like him, bro.
It's here. You see, according to Gene Deal, Diddy would have people follow Kim around the whole time he was in a relationship with J-Lo.
We would leave Jennifer's house. He would call a babysitter. If Kim was out on the town, we was going to every spot in New York City that the babysitter thought she was at. Do you hear me? Even when he wasn't dealing with her, he wanted complete control over her life.
I think it's so funny how a lot of these quote unquote high value men, right? Which doesn't exist. There is no high value or low value man. You're just of value, right? Everybody came into this world of value. I find it very funny how these high value men with money, cars, clothes, jewelry, hoes, and all of this shit, right? Why do they tend to be the most insecure ass niggas, bro? Ladies, let me know in the comment section down below. Why do these high value men seem to be the most insecure, bitch ass, weak ass niggas? I'm not talking about all of them, but a lot of them be cheating on their wives, going behind their wives' backs, stalking they bitches, on some Chris Brown Carucci shit. Like, why? Let me know why. All right. You got all of this shit, all of this materialism, and you're still broken as fuck inside. I really don't get it, man. I don't get it. I don't understand.
Over what she did and how she did it. So that's not hard to believe. And plus she was way younger than Kim.
Wow, man. And me looking at this lawsuit, she say that, Diddy, he forced her to do drugs. I mean, she recalled a time where, Diddy gave her a blue pill, and later on she found out Diddy was ecstasy.
That's one of Diddy's MO. I know a former record executive during the time that they gave Donna Ross that anniversary in California. One of his former record executives met with him, and I guess she was trying to pray with him or whatever, but he tried to give him a pill. That's his MO.
Now that's what people call a control freak. To make it even worse, according to Mark Curry, Diddy went as far as to bug Kim's phone, all because he wanted to control every aspect of her life.
Anytime a man would go out his way to wiretap someone's phone or put taps in their homes just to monitor their conversation,
this nigga is the feds, bruh.
It's a sign of insanity. So when you see someone doing that, you can imagine everything else they do. What do you think he's gonna do if he found her on the phone talking to someone and or feels that she's cheating on him or somebody sleeping with his girl? What you think he's gonna say? Ooh, I caught you. Ooh, I heard this. Nah, he's gonna come in with the, it's gonna be a fight. If that's something that you seen from the inside, when you on the inside looking out, it's like looking at Blueface and his girlfriend always arguing on TV. They toxic relationship. So when you on the inside looking out, you don't really see them like fighting. You just be like, they tripping. This is their relationship. It's been going on like that with them for years.
And when he found out that she was interested in another man, he apparently lured her on a boat. Staff members on board heard a screaming match in the early hours of the morning before the situation escalated, leaving Kim with a broken nose. Porter ended up suing Diddy for child support right around this time, but she dropped the case when J-Lo dumped Diddy and the record producer came crawling back to Kim in 2003. Though no one expected Kim to take back Diddy given the way he cut her off in the first place, still there they were, by each other's sides once more. Before anyone knew it, Kim was pregnant with twins. It almost looked like they were growing into one happy family, which is why a lot of folks were expecting Diddy to get down on one knee and pop the question. But the music mogul never walked down the aisle with Kim.
So that was never his wife.
Thought that Diddy had commitment issues, but the record
It's so funny how much
mogul never walked down the aisle with Kim. Many thought that
is his name Chris? He looks just like his pops. That is crazy, bro.
Diddy had commitment issues, but the record executive clarified his reasons for not exchanging vows with Kim in an interview with Essence magazine. He said, "I know she deserves to get married. It's not a reflection on how much I love Kim. It's that I'm just learning how to be a..."
Is his name Chris? Comment down below. I don't know. I know there's Justin Quincy. Chris? I don't know. Comment down below.
Good boyfriend. When I'm finished with this step, I'll move on to the next. That said, it's kind of for the best Kim never walked down the aisle with Diddy, because from what the birdies have been whispering, Diddy treated Kim the same way he treated Cassie. Mind you, Kim never opened up about the mistreatment behind closed doors. However, what fans do know is that Diddy was disloyal right to the bone. 5 months before Diddy welcomed his baby girls in December 2006, he fathered another child named Chance with his side piece and longtime associate Sarah Chapman. Chapman, which proved to be the
Bitch-ass
final
nigga.
straw for Porter. However, what's interesting is that she was not blindsided by Diddy's confession. In fact, she knew about it all along. According to some rumors, Kim had hired a private investigator to keep an eye on Diddy.
So Kim is on some fucking stalker ass shit too, huh? I guess she said two could play that game.
Talking about the incident, Kim said, "He told me that he may have gotten himself into a..."
Listen, ladies, if you feel like you need to track where your nigga is going or where your woman is going, it's a sign that you don't need to be with that man or that woman. Leave the nigga alone, leave the bitch alone. I know you don't want to be alone. I know you really like the nigga, you really like the bitch. But if you got to put a tracking device on this nigga's moves, you don't need to be with that nigga, bruh. You just don't. Why would you stress yourself out? High blood pressure, hypertension, all types of shit over not knowing what the nigga's gonna do or over your trust issues. You really need to have a relationship with yourself or pick a nigga who you can trust, because this is just crazy. It's wild. If you gotta check a nigga phone, you shouldn't be with that nigga. If you got any type of trust issues when it comes to that nigga, you just need to leave that nigga alone. Point blank period.
A situation, and he may have fathered another child outside the relationship. And I said, "Really? Well, I already knew. I'm glad you decided to be a man." I was like, "Dude, this is so whack. I can't even respect you right now." And for me, once the respect is gone, I'm not even listening to you. It looks like Kim finally learned to play by Diddy's rules. Once she learned of his infidelity, Kim bided her time and waited for the perfect chance to make her exit. Fortunately, an opportunity presented itself when Diddy was out of town for some business. Reportedly, Kim was quick on her feet. She packed her bags and the house, including the nursery furniture, and walked out of Diddy's life. As for why she chose to do it that way, well, Kim explained, "I wanted to be dramatic. I wanted him to know I wasn't breaking up with him for 2 weeks or maybe leaving for 2 days. If I pack up everything, twins and all, it means I'm out." Yet despite the relationship falling apart, Kim and Diddy continued to stay on friendly terms. While talking about her relationship,
fucking terms. Let's just call it what it is. Fucking terms.
With her ex-boyfriend, Porter had nothing but nice words. She said, "Sean and I have this bond, this friendship. It's not about if you're faithful to me, if I'm being faithful to you. We're friends. I'm the person he can tell his innermost thoughts to, and he's that person for me. He still calls me every day and we talk. There's no ill feeling or I can't stand you, I hate you, don't call. There's none of that. We have 3 children together, so that's just not an option. We're committed to our children even if we couldn't commit to each other." Heck, one of Kim's last Instagram posts was a tribute to Diddy and her adorable family. However, this is where the water starts getting murky. Kim died on November 15th, 2018, but the autopsy report didn't come out until 2 months later, which only confirmed that Porter died of natural causes and that no foul play was detected. However, it didn't exactly make sense why the autopsy report took 2 months to be finally said.
Kim died from pneumonia, but there's the first coroner's report that said that she died. It was ruled a homicide, and they found toxins in her body to prove that she had been poisoned. You know, they have poisons that create heart attacks and pneumonia-like symptoms. And
unfortunately, for everyone who suspected Diddy, nothing came of the investigation. With that said, fans across the world had no choice but to make peace with Kim's sudden demise. However, the loss proved to be too heavy for some folks, including Kim's ex-husband, Al B. Shore. Despite being divorced, the pair was still on...
Quincy looks just like his pops, bro. That's crazy.
Good terms. And so when Al B. was informed of Kim's tragic passing, he was beyond grief. A typical reaction would have been to shed a few tears on camera and ask for some time away from the spotlight. But what Al did next shocked the entire industry, especially P. Diddy. Following the news of Kim's passing, Al B. posted a photo of the pair with an ominous caption saying, "She sent me this saying, life imitating art, art imitates life. Now it all makes sense. She told me other stuff too. She was running a marathon." He also wrote, "I do know very clearly that Kimberly didn't just check out all of a sudden over pneumonia. That's some bullshit," in a separate post. His words seem to imply that Kim was in fact on the run from someone powerful, perhaps someone like Diddy. Not to mention, Al talked about Kim being in touch with the FBI. Knowing what we know now about the record executive, the theory sounds almost plausible. Let's be real. If there's one
zesty as hell, boy,
thing that all the allegations against the record producer have proved anything, it's that he's capable of the lowest of the low. So if Kim was really on the run from someone, that someone must have definitely been Diddy. Though back then, a lot of folks assumed that Al B was only having a hard time coming to terms with the loss, which is why he was coming up with these absurd narratives. But then something truly shocking went down. Soon after hinting at foul play behind Kim Porter's death, Al B found himself fighting for his life in the hospital, owing to health complications. Given the timings of the events, many thought that Al B was taken out for pointing fingers, particularly Sean Diddy Combs. To be fair, it's not exactly Diddy's first rodeo. He's been accused of taking out someone more times than you can count. Remember Tupac Shakur or Biggie Smalls? Safe to say, he's a shark, and anyone who swims too close pays the price.
That's why Mace ass took his ass to church. He said, I cannot do this shit no more. I don't know what type of weird shit this nigga is on, but I gotta go. Shout out to Mace, man.
With Tupac and Biggie, we get it. Tupac was the only one threatening his hold in the industry, and Biggie was acting out. But what about Kim Porter? Just what possible reason could Diddy have for taking out the mother
she probably knew a lot of his secrets
of his children? Well, for years, there's been a running theory that Kim was writing a tell-all book to expose Diddy exactly for who he was. She's been by his side for 13 years, so if anyone knew about the inner workings of his business, it was her.
Kim probably told all that shit in her book. You understand? That up and got missing the day she died.
It's the same way that Cassie gathered enough evidence to pursue a case against Diddy. Bearing that in mind, we can bet good money on the fact that Kim had some serious dirt on Diddy. One
if
which
you just
could
look at his eyes, you see nothing there.
Shake the very foundations of his career. And this is where fans need to put on their thinking caps. If you look at the facts, you'll see that 3 out of the big 5 who founded Uptown Records are in their graves. Interestingly, all 3 of them happen to be working on tell-all books around the time of their passing.
You want to know what they all had in common, though? The survivors and the late of Uptown Records, they were all writing tell-all books. Andre was writing a book right before he died. Heavy D was working on a book before he died. Kim Porter was working on a book before she died. And Al B. Sure was working on the documentary of his life.
What's more, following Kim's passing, her place was broken into and her laptop was stolen, erasing all traces of the tell-all book she was working on. And if you thought that was fishy, well, there's more. Back in 2022, Diddy ended up in the tabloids when his former nanny sued him for wrongful termination. Apparently, the woman who was identified as Jane Roe in court documents was responsible for overseeing the care of the twins, Delilah and Jesse, following Porter's passing in 2018. And anyone who's gone through the girl's social media knows how much the two adored her. They seemed to have a special bond. However, it all fell apart when Roe requested a maternity leave in August 2020 since she had fallen pregnant. You'd think given how close the girls were with the babysitter, Diddy would have just said yes and that would be it. But no. Apparently Diddy fired the poor woman for setting a bad example for the girls by getting pregnant without being married.
Nah, I'm talking about she used to babysit, the little Spanish girl used to babysit Christian.
The nerve.
When Christian was real little. The twins wasn't even nowhere around at the time. So now, check this out. I said, my man, what's wrong with you? He just looked at me. Because I used to have to put her in the cab every Saturday or Sunday morning. Because she'd be leaving this house. And Chris wasn't even there. You understand? Or you go up in the room, she coming out the room. That's not here nor there right now. Because the chickens come home to roost, we know that. Did y'all see in the paper? No so Amulu. No so Amalu. Out there in Nigeria. What up with you? So now, did y'all hear in the paper that the babysitter was fired because she told Diddy that she was pregnant? The new babysitter.
What's interesting is that the sitter claimed to be Porter's niece. With all all the facts laid out, it seemed like Diddy wanted to get rid of Jane simply because she posed a threat to his empire. As Kim's niece, her loyalties would always lie with the late model and not the music mogul, and so she became a piece that Diddy needed to get rid of. That said, Diddy's legal team is never one to slack off. They quickly responded to the situation and clarified that it was a meritless shakedown to extort money by a part-time babysitter who had no familial relationship with Porter. They also clarified that Rose's removal was planned and agreed to long before she even mentioned that she was pregnant. Still, Jane pursued her case. That said, Al Bashir and internet theorists aren't the only ones who think Diddy had something to do with Kim's passing. If it was up to the American model's BFF, Kimora Lee, she'd put Diddy in handcuffs herself. Kimora and Diddy might have adored the same person, but there was no love between them. In fact, according to some reports, Diddy allegedly threatened to kick Kimora in the stomach while she was pregnant. Yeah, you can always count on Diddy to leave you shocked or disgusted. That said, Kimora never let her disdain for Diddy ruin her friendship with Kim. Back when she first learned of Kim's passing, she rushed to her house, unable to believe the news, and broke down in tears when she realized that her friend really was gone. That said, even years later, Kimora is still Team Kim. Right around the time Cassie filed her lawsuit against Diddy, Lee took to her Instagram to post a shady story calling out Diddy. She wrote, "As you sow, so shall you reap." Let's also not forget that back in the day, Kimora was dead set on getting the authorities to reopen Kim's case because her gut kept telling her that Diddy was guilty. Mind you, this is Kimora Lee we're talking about, a close friend of Kim's, not a conspiracy theorist making rumors for the fun of it. At the end of the day, one thing's for sure, if anyone knew the ins and outs of Diddy's business, it was Kim Porter. She had known him since his Uptown days, and that information alone made her the scariest person on earth for Diddy. There's also the fact that the only person who benefited from Kim's untimely demise was Diddy. However, it turns out that he may have celebrated a little too early. According to some reports, Cassie turned in video footage, a USB drive, and Kim Porter's burner phone over to the FBI. There are rumors that Kim reportedly met up with Cassie a few days before her passing and gave her the burner phone, which allegedly contains video footage of Diddy's infamous FOs. Safe to say, the ghosts of Diddy's past are going to haunt him for a very, very long time. As for fans, they're still urging authorities to look into the matter, especially with all that's come to light about Diddy. One fan commented, "I don't understand why nobody is looking more into the death of Kim Porter, but they need to be looking into it now more than ever. That whole bad boy crew who has passed away. There's gotta be a connection. I really want justice to be served." But what do you think of the situation? Do you think Diddy is the one to be blamed after all that's been revealed about him? Will authorities be opening the case? Let us know.
Ain't no telling, man. Ain't no telling. This is all alleged. But I will say that Diddy is not to be trusted. And it seems like anybody who is affiliated with Diddy, something happens. You know, so that's all I will say on that. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Do you think that Kim was sacrificed, or do you think that it just was a happenstance, something that just happened by circumstance? It was just a situation. To me, it sounds very crazy that a perfectly healthy woman would die from pneumonia. Sounds kind of crazy to me. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below. You know we got to tread lightly when it comes to these type of subjects right here. Everything in this video is alleged, all right? Look, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all of that. Tell a friend and tell a friend until they ain't your mama, tell your Uncle Joey still a hoe. I will see you guys in the next motherfucking video, and I love y'all, man. Peace. We out, baby.